Hi, today I'm going to introduce the book Persepolis, the story of a childhood, and there is a book. The reason why I was attracted by the book is because its style of drawing and the characters in the book are adorable under the author's drawing. However, you can see later its colors are painted in black and white, which is not like an adorable fairy tale or picture books for children. Of course, its content are not for children at all either. So here is my contents. I'm going to give you a simple introduction, then I will talk about what I found in this book, including the changes that Marjane, who is the main character, also the narrator, met with in her childhood before and after the revolution happened in her country, Iran. So you may think, okay, so it's another book talking about the Islam, the wars, the violence, etc. But I need to tell you, yes, it is a book talking about these topics. However, besides these common topics, it is actually talking about what we have met when we were children and other some. And you will see afterwards. So here is the author's introduction, who is Marjane Satrapi, and she was born in Iran and grew up in a middle-class Iranian family. And both her parents were politically active and supported Marxist causes against the last Shah. And Shah means it's more like a king in British. And during her youth, Marjane was constantly exposed to the growing brutalities of various regions. She witnessed many family friends being persecuted, arrested, and even murdered. And so she portrayed these stories and changes of her mind in the book. So you may wonder, what is a book really? In conclusion, it is a book talking about Marjane's childhood, just like yours and mine, except hers has a little complicated thing, which is the Islamic Revolution. I'm going to talk about these arguments, the changes, media manipulation, and her childhood confusion. But before that, I will give you a brief intro about the revolution. And it involved an overthrow of the 2,500 years of continuous Persian monarchy under Shah, who was supported by the United States and promoted the modernization in Iran, being eventually replaced with the Islamic Republic. And it is a difference from the revolutions before, since it is like many of the common causes of revolution, like defeat at war, a financial crisis, peasant rebellions, or disgruntled military. The so-called main reason is because Iranians dissatisfied with modernization, which Shah wanted to promote in Iran, and they were afraid it would destroy the great Islam. Behind it, it was actually because what Shah and the Westerners did took what Iranians could live for, the oil, which widened the gap between the rich, the royalty, and the poor. And here is the first topic, the changes in her mind. And the first topic of the changes is wearing veil. And the book showed children do not yet have the capability to understand the complexity of the situations around them. And Marjane professing the fact that she and her friends did not understand the meaning of the veil newly imposed by the Islamic Republic, and they only knew it as a change from the time before, when they did not need to cover their hair. And the reason is because the Iranian government understands that the children of today are the adults of tomorrow, and so they wanted to influence children to become adults who will support the Islamic Republic. And another topic in the changes is gender inequality. And before the revolution, nobody forced women to wear the veil, and the genders were quite equal. However, after the revolution began, the women were forced to wear their veils. And you can see from the example, Marjane's mom was quite worried about her words and pictures on the news after the revolution. And so she wore the veil and dyed her hair, trying to make nobody recognize her. And the situation is quite a difference. It's because the fact that forcing women to wear a veil is to show the power of a new religion. And besides Islamic issues, Marjan actually showed us other topics that may be familiar to us. For example, the parents. When I was a kid, I was told not to lie, and so I thought telling others the truth was the only thing. However, I could see my mother lied many times. For example, if she was late for the date, she would always tell the person she was on her way, but she was actually still at home and busy with her makeups, which confused me why parents told us to do the things that even they could not do. Same situation happened in Marjan's childhood. Marjan's parents supported the revolution, and the main objectives of the Islamic revolution was to have no social classes. However, you see from the picture, when her maid fall in love with neighbor, Marjan's parents thought that was not right because of the classes concept, which made Marjan upset about what her parents doing and thoughts are whole different. Another example we can see in the book is that during the period of Iran and Iraq war, there were shortages of supplies in supermarkets, and so people fight for their food like savages. When Marjan's mother saw it, she thought people should still be polite with each other instead of snatching foods. But then she told Marjan afterwards that they should go to another supermarket to make sure that they have more food to save, which is quite weird and ironic, right? Also, we can see Marjan also wanted to talk about the media manipulation through the book, as Marjan's uncle and father talking about the new government are religious leaders, which was not a good thing for a country. But then Marjan said, on TV, they said 99.99% of the population voted for Islamic revolution. The same situation happened in U.S. presidential election that Cambridge Analytica helped Trump to win the reputation and try to influence neutral voters who vote for him. The media can manipulate people's emotion toward the issue and change the situation as well. As Islamic Republic wanted to enlist men to the wars, they played the old national anthem on the TV to trigger their patriotism and to fight. Overall, although this book seemed to discuss about revolution in Iran, however, we can still find many things that are similar to our life. This is my presentation. Thank you.